Welcome to Human versus AI. With AI making news every day, taking over manual labour and doling out diagnoses with more precision than doctors, machines are already stiff competition for man. Soon, we are told, they will have consciousness, humour and emotion up their steel-clad sleeve. Written by me, Michael Parker, a fallible human without AI augmentation, but with the help of a robotics engineering student, Delilah Haig. Human versus AI explores, in essay form, the human traits we thought were ours alone. In this episode, we look at humour. Humour is like a frog. If you dissect it, it dies. So said famous humorist Mark Twain, making any essay on the subject difficult. To avoid his scorn, I'm not taking a scalpel to dissect why a joke works or not. To set the scene for AI robots hitting the comedy circuit, I start with the view that every human has an innate sense of humour, whatever that is. It's a fundamental part of our nature, and even though our own sense of it may not always be shared, there is no such thing as a completely humourless individual. Without humour, life would be depressing. With it, we have more joie de vivre. This is what AI agents or their creators aspire to. Amazon's relentless customer focus, for example, could be enhanced with a touch of humour. In their quest for the holy humour grail, AI developers have explored its origins. The oldest known collection of joke books is Philogulus, meaning laughter lover, written in the 4th century AD. It contains 265 jokes, like this one, politically correct at the time. Someone needled a jokester. I had your wife without paying a dime. The jokester replied, It's my duty as a husband to couple with such a monstrosity. What made you do it? Meanwhile, the ancient Greek philosophers had already taken a serious look at humour, dissecting the frog. What is known as the superiority theory, think banana skin, was first formulated by Plato and Aristotle to explain why we laugh at other people's bad luck. Cicero argued that humour arises when two contrasting, distinct ideas are mingled, the incongruity theory, and yet a third, the relief theory, where humour is a way of releasing psychological steam, was popularised by the serious-minded Freud and Kant. These theories are reflected in all forms of humour: the Ministry of Funny Walks with John Cleese, the facial contortion of Mr. Bean, incidentally, one of the most downloaded shows worldwide. They have a simple, universal appeal across ages and culture. An AI clown bot may have a funny face, peculiar movements, and a sufficient awareness of audience reaction to be appealing to the uncritical, particularly to children. However, it is not yet threatening the human genius of the little man with a bowler hat and a twirling walking stick. It was he who said, One cannot do humour without a great sympathy for one's fellow man. AI cannot grasp, as humans do, all the nuances of context, emotion, and cultural relevance that are essence of great humour. However, the huge advances in natural language recognition means that when it comes to recognizing humour, AI often outperforms humans. Launched in 2023, the largest language model ever created is the GPT-4, which generates nearly 5 billion words a day. The Bible has less than 1 million. So far, its comedic output tends to be used as a source of stimulus to human writers who instinctively know what it means to be funny. AI, based on experience and patterns, can still only tell if something is a joke, not if it is a funny one. The challenge is greater when international humour is involved. While AI can handle language translation instantly, it struggles with the cultural issues. The irony and self-deprecation of the British, the complicated wordplay of the Germans, the French jokes about the Belgians, not to mention an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman walking to a pub. Another challenge AI faces is the very real difference in humour between the East and the West. Westerners, despite national variations, regard it as a positive trait, stressing its importance in daily life, with humorous people seen as more attractive, more creative. This is in sharp contrast to Easterners, particularly the Chinese, where Confucianism had devalued humour, leaving a greater reliance on puns, which are easy for machines to understand. Chinese people are reluctant to admit they are humorous out of fear of jeopardizing their social status. Where does this leave AI? The pace of development, the huge advances in deep learning, means that it will inevitably tell better jokes. Some will be funny. It will recognize jokes, often before humans. But it will not know when it is being funny. As one computational linguist, Kiki Hempelmann, said, "Artificial intelligence will never get jokes as humans do. In themselves, they have no need for humour. They completely miss context." Teaching AI systems humour is dangerous because they may find it where it isn't, and they may use it where it is inappropriate. Maybe bad AI will start killing people because it thinks it is funny. Thanks for listening. In all, there are 14 episodes available, each covering a human trait now being usurped by AI. Human versus AI. How will it end up?